After the lunch break, Jane Doe was back on the stand and she was talking about a night in LA where Diddy had brought a man to their hotel room, and she said she tried for 30 minutes but just couldn't fake it. She was repulsed by him, and when she tried to talk to Diddy in another room, she said he was agitated. That kind of hiccup was rare, but he decided to just bring another man. He talked about a time when Diddy wanted her to come to New York, but she told him, "I'm not coming if you're just setting me up with another man," and he told her, "No, it's just going to be one-on-one." She was on a plane, she had Wi-Fi, and Diddy texted her asking her if she wanted entertainment, and again, she went along with it. She said, "I was disappointed. My shot of seeing my lover was just shot down." She gets to the Trump Hotel and the assistants were setting up the lights, and she took a photo of it, which was shown to the jury. She told Diddy she didn't want to do it, but he got super defensive, and then he gave her X. He said they get to the room, the man was already there, and then he started touching her, and she tells Diddy, "I can't do this." So again, he calls another man. Again, she said she didn't want to do it, but she knew this is what her partner would want, and they asked if Diddy was paying her rent at the time, and she said yes. Then said she called Sly, who was excited to come, and he flew from Atlanta to New York. She said after they finished, Sly went to go pick up his cash from the front desk, which was left there by one of Diddy's assistants. They then went through a binder of photos of entertainers, and she would name them, describe what happened between them, but said that Sly was the one that she saw most. And talked about the fact that she herself set up hotel nights for Diddy on 2 separate occasions. One of the times was Valentine's Day, and the other time was when Diddy had come back from a long trip. The reason being is because he would text her saying, "I can't wait to see what you have in store for me," and she could read between the lines. Also testified that she saw Diddy giving cash to 2 of the entertainers, and she herself also gave cash to 2 other men, but the money always came from Diddy. Again, if he ever ran out of cash, it was either his security or KK who would bring it to him. She was then asked about recordings, and she said Diddy always did it on his cell phone and told her not to worry because it was just for him. She said she was fine with him recording because it was part of what was happening, and said she acted like she enjoyed the encounters because I wanted to put on a good show. Yes, he directed, and she would follow his directions on command. The jury then saw 15 photos from these nights, and it was her and another man in the photos, and she said Diddy was present for all of them. She talked about wearing dancer shoes and how she would have them on the entire time, and how the baby oil would go into the shoes and she would try to keep her balance. Then talked about the fact that Diddy had her pierce her chest and that KK was the one that set up the appointment. She said at one point it got caught in her lingerie and it got infected, so she removed it, and said that Diddy told her, "Where are my piercings? This is the last time I see you without them." Talked about how her back would hurt from how much she had to bend over, how she was sore downstairs, but never told him anything because she didn't want to be negative. But she said she did take antibiotics for UTIs and yeast infections, and she did tell Diddy when she would have those. There were times where she couldn't fully recover from these infections when they would have their next hotel night. Then said that she brought up many times that she didn't